Okay, so we are on to the pre-season. So this for me is the most important part of the year, other than the climax to the season, whatever the climax is for you, whatever the tournament is, or the match is, whatever it is that's the climax to the season for you. The pre-season is the most important part of the season for you. And the reason it's the most important part is because it gets you the opportunity to get everything laid out. It gives you the opportunity to get all of your cards on the table, get all of the players' cards on the table, and figure out what you're going to do going forward into the season, into the meat and bones of the competition. So what do I mean by that? So what I mean by that is that you can establish your team rules in the pre-season. You can establish the barriers, if you like. So, you know, every season I've ever done with youth soccer teams, there's always someone that wants to push the barriers. They want to push the envelope. They want to see how far you'll bend before you break. The pre-season gives you the opportunity to do that, to give them the knowledge, if you like, of this is where the line is. If you cross this line, this is what's going to happen. If you toe the line, if you do what we're supposed to do and we're all pulling in the same direction, then we will have a successful season. It gives you the opportunity to lay out what a successful season looks like. It gives you an opportunity to lay out the practice schedules, the game schedules. It gives you the chance to be able to put together everything that you want to go forward into the season in the pre-season. You get the opportunity to establish the habits from the team. You get the opportunity to establish the rhythm of the team, the heartbeat of the team. You get the opportunity to establish all of the good habits and all of the good behaviours that you want to have going forward into the season. And for me, it's critical that you do that, because if you don't, problems will come up in the season and you won't have established the baseline for which to deal with them. So the pre-season is so important in developing your club or team culture and your team rules going into the season. Now, for the purposes of the video, for the chapter, I've recorded this as a 6-week program. For me, pre-season is usually a 6-week program. But for you, it might only be a 3-week program, or it might be a 2-week program, or it might be a 4-week program. Whatever it is for you, adapt the information here that's provided to whatever timescale you've got. So if you've only got 3 weeks, then plan out your pre-season based on 3 weeks, not 6. So that you can then establish all of these criteria for your players, for your parents, for your coaches, going into the season. So some of the elements that we've got here are, we've got the elements of the pre-season training. So this resource is going to help you to be able to understand what elements go into the pre-season to make it a success, to give you the framework to be able to figure out what elements you want in your pre-season and which ones you might have already taken care of in a team meeting, or you might take care of over an email or a conversation, or you might leave them till the early part of the season. There's 2 very useful tools in here that I use all of the time, and if you go out and commercially purchase them, they will cost you money. I've never found anywhere you can get them for free. I've included them in this program, and that's the bleep test and the bleep test evaluation sheet. These 2 pieces of equipment, these tools, will allow you to be able to get a baseline of where your player's fitness level is when they return from the off season, and it will give you a baseline to be able to see, are your players improving throughout the season. The other resource you've got here is you've got the Stack 50 conditioning tips for your training. This is something that comes from a website called stack.com, a very useful tool for you in being able to establish how to get your players fitter, stronger, healthier, and that resource is here for you. Another resource is the 6-week pre-season planner. Again, if you need to adapt this to a 4-week, a 3-week, a 2-week, just go ahead and do that. It's totally adaptable, and you'll see that when you download it and use it yourself. But this will allow you to plan out the entire pre-season schedule. You know, you're going to play games in pre-season. You've got scrummages going on. You've got multiple trainings a day. If you only got one training a day, are you only going to train 3 days a week? Are you going to train 5 days a week? It allows you to lay everything out. And the final resource you've got on here is your pre-season and injury prevention checklist to allow you to be able to help your players to avoid injury and fatigue early in the season. Okay, so that's the resources that you've got in here. There's then 3 videos on the back end. One is a core fitness session from a professional soccer club, and then there's 2 videos there from the Nike Soccer Academy. One on a acceleration workout and one on explosive sprinting techniques. Again, you can use these in your own club, in your own team, in your own environment to be able to help your players to get better at decelerating and better at explosive sprinting. So decelerating workout and explosive sprinting techniques. Okay, that's the pre-season program. Make sure you go through all of the resources and you use the resources and you fill them in and you complete them so that you know what you're going to do when it comes to your pre-season. Alright, great news. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.